Welcome to Tom and Rosanna's honest review of the chef's table experience at Victoria and Albert's. Yes. Yay. My lovely girlfriend Rosanna is here. We had the privilege of finally going to Victoria and Albert's. Your first time and mine, yes. And for me, last Disney World restaurant. That's it. I've done them all now. I saved this for a special occasion. And this was special. We have some friends who watch the programming, who we've become close with, and they offered to book it because I can't control my life, and there's no way I could, at the right day, call immediately at the moment. It is. You have to start calling like 2 minutes before the moment you're supposed to call, and start ringing. And if you want the chef's table on a very certain night,
because it's only one seating.
Yes,
for the night.
It's one table.
Yeah,
it's the chef's table, not the chef's tables. So we've obviously never done the regular Victorian Albert's experience, so can't speak to that. But we're going to speak to this, which is, I think, has to be considered the height of dining at the Walt Disney World Resort. It's the private chef's table at the only Disney Michelin-Star restaurant on Earth. So expectations are very high. Now, we have to mention up front that you do not have, you have some dietary needs. Mm-hmm. You're a vegan.
Yes. And
they gave you an entirely vegan menu.
Yeah, so they called or emailed about a week before.
Yeah, so in the email leading up, they ask, like, what are the people's names? Because they want to print you a nice, they want to fill you out cards and envelopes with your name and everything on it. But also they ask you dietary restrictions.
Yeah. So even if you have certain allergies, I'm sure that they would cater the meal specifically to you. And the chef's table is 11 courses. So to have that personally tailored to you when it's already so hyper specific, like I don't know how often every time a year that they change the menu. Do you know?
Based on the conversation we had with them, these days, what changes seasonally are ingredients and not so much the entire menu. Apparently, the menu was changed somewhat dramatically post-COVID when they reopened because they got a new head chef. But I don't believe it happens on the regular. According to what they were saying to us, it does not happen on the regular. I actually have that email that was sent that we need to confirm names. If you're staying at a Walt Disney World Resort hotel, I don't think they would give you a car service or anything. I don't believe that's part of it. Valet parking is included. It's worth noting. Any special celebrations is your first time. Dietary restriction request acknowledgement. While our culinary team makes every effort to create thoughtful alternatives for allergy requests, some restrictions cannot be accommodated. Menu modifications based on preference cannot be accommodated. We ask you carefully review the information below and respond back to our team at your earliest convenience. Please note, we will not be able to confirm your reservation until we can confirm your special dietary needs. Allergy requests submitted on Saturdays, Sundays, or Mondays for Tuesdays, reservations will not be honored. The following ingredients are foundational. This is why I wanted to pull this up, because there are foundational items they cannot get rid of. The foundational items for cooking at Victoria and Albert's cannot be omitted from the menu. Alliums, including raw or cooked garlic and onions. Capsaicin or peppers, raw or cooked. Cruciferous vegetables? What is a cruciferous vegetable?
Like broccoli, cauliflower, kale.
Oh,
I think
okay.
Those are all cruciferous.
All right. Naturally occurring sugars and nightshades, tomato, potato, eggplant, and peppers.
Which there are people, like we know specifically people that have some of those restrictions. And I can't imagine how hard it is to go out to eat with, that type of restriction.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, this is an art, right? Cooking is an art, and this is a Michelin-Star restaurant, so they do things the way they want to do them, and that is respectable. So just be advised that there are some allergies in the world that will not be accommodated.
Or it's just like mostly it's food intolerance. Like nightshade, usually that could be an intolerance for people.
Yeah.
But also to clarify, they did want to clarify if I was plant-based or vegan, because they were saying they would use honey for desserts.
They did. We did get an email back about the honey specifically. Yeah. Some other things to know about Victoria and Albert's dress code. V&A is an intimate, upscale dining experience. Guests are expected to dress accordingly in semi-formal, formal attire that respects the restaurant's elegant and opulent aesthetic. We highly recommend either a dress jacket or a long-sleeve collared shirt with dress slacks. Additionally, dresses may be worn, or dress pants with a nice blouse. No jeans, t-shirts, shorts, capris, flip-flop sneakers, or casual wear. The chef's table serves a chef's degustation. Is that right? I'm very uncultured. I don't know anything.
I think that's
Is it degustation?
Yeah.
I'm incredibly uncultured, excuse me. The comments are already written. They're like, why did this guy go to Victoria and Albert? Wasted on you. You know nothing. Sorry, I grew up in the Bronx, New York. We didn't use the word degustation. Menu containing 9 courses, which is wrong. We had 11 courses, did we not?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess they didn't count the aperitif and the. See, I know some words. And like one of
like
those
the, like,
extra
palate
dessert.
cleanser.
There's like a middle dessert course. I don't think that was counted there. It is $425 per guest with an optional accompanying wine pairing at $210 per guest. All prices are exclusive of tax and gratuity and subject to change. That is also printed on our very fancy commemorative menu. I did not eat vegan, so you will not just get a vegan thoughts on this meal. You will get thoughts of the traditional menu as well. I do like that it's dated and everything. It's nice. I love my paper. So while there is a wine pairing for $210, which is what we did, if you do not drink alcohol, there is a zero proof pairing for $145, which is apparently to die for. People that have done that before have told us wonderful things. And of course, 20% service charge is added for parties of 6 or more.
They also have cocktails, a wine list, everything.
The cocktail list is great. There's a $300 Pappy flight and all sorts of insanity. Because this is a very upscale experience. This is the peak of dining sophistication in the Disney world.
Yeah, like other people in our party that have been before decided to get things a la carte because they had already done wine pairings for this. It wasn't the same menu, but... No.
But so Jill Diffendahl, who many of you know, was with us, and she opted for some sake at one point, but I think she also partook in some wine. She's also partaking in some. I'm really dialing it in for the V&A review. It's as if we're rushing to film this before News Tonight happens in minutes. But she also was partaking in some wine, I believe. Yes. Yeah. The cocktails did look exceptional, by the way. But maybe next time. I need a couple, years to build, a stock portfolio back up, and we'll go back to Victoria and Albert's. So here, we're not going to get into the minutia as much as usual and talk about every single dish in depth, because again, this is more meant to tell you, do we think the experience of the chef's table at Victoria and Albert's is worth it, or is it not? Because by the time, again, this is a lot of money. So I don't expect everyone watching to be like, oh, yeah, we'll go do that sometime in the next 12 months. I expect maybe you'll have a major anniversary or something of the sort coming up in the couple years from now, and you'll wonder if you think it's worth it or not. So I think this will just walk you through the experience and what it's like.
Yeah, and this is like the summer menu. So by the time anybody that's going to book this...
Yeah. Although he said like the base, like the Miyazaki Wagyu does not go away.
Right.
The appearance of lobster does not go. There are expectations of things that you're at a Michelin-Star restaurant with many courses. You expect Wagyu beef. You expect lobster. You expect caviar. So there are changes, but...
They had a new caviar experience too.
We did not partake.
We
didn't even get the pricing on the new caviar experience for the record. But yeah, it was offered to us, and I was like, I'm not a big caviar person. We did have a caviar dish I really enjoyed, though. But so there will be caviar somewhere present in your chef's table experience. Yeah. It's worth noting. Also worth noting is the Queen Victoria Room apparently does a I think the 9 courses, maybe it's slightly less. I forget what was said.
You can opt to get the longer menu, but
Even in the regular dining room, you could opt for the Queen Victoria room menu. Queen Victoria room is where they do private. If you want to have 12 people in a private experience, you could do that. But typically they're 4 two-tops. So they're meant for, it's couples only typically in the Queen Victoria room. They're very strict there, and to keep quality, any given server in the restaurant can only serve so many guests at once to ensure everyone has an incredible experience.
I think your server is tied to you.
They're only at your table?
I
No, I think
believe so.
I don't know that that's correct. I thought at least you had 2 tables maybe. But maybe I'm wrong.
Well, chef's table is definitely the one.
They're only serving us, yes. Yeah. That's correct. Choose from 2 tasting menus, each designed to delight. Doesn't say how many courses. Course after course is all it says. Although subject to change, the fixed menu begins at $295 per guest. Optional wine pairing start at $155. Zero proof starts at $115. You'll notice these are not terribly different prices in some cases. I mean, it was $425 a guest for the chef's table, but you're already at $295 in the regular room. So, it's not a gigantic leap if you're going to spend that much money on this kind of meal anyway. We should have had someone who knew more. But again, we can't speak to the other experience. All I can tell you was I've been told several times by people, if you're going to do it, go chef's table. And so that was always my thing, is I'm not going until I have a chef's table, and we'll take it from there. And so finally happened. There's also unadvertised stuff. There was a welcome drink that was meant to open up the palate. There was a champagne toast at the start, which is not, was included in the original price as well. But then, we had the wine pairing, which you'll see some of those wines as we go through, just some photographs. So another thing I want to say is we did not film at Victoria and Albert's. We don't film at signature restaurants at Disney World typically. We try not to in most cases. So no, we did not film at Victoria and Albert's. To give you an idea of the setup also is the chef's table is literally in the kitchen. We had to be escorted in through several doorways. So we went through it felt like offices and smaller kitchens and the cleaning room. And finally you get to the back of the kitchen where we are. I hit the bag. You get to the back of the kitchen where we are. And one side of our dining room is just completely open to the kitchen. So near me, I had the seafood station where they were working on the seafood dishes. Directly behind you was the meat. There was a Wagyu beef station, which is used a traditional coal method from Japan, which was cool to watch. And so we got to see a lot of action, and it was a far calmer kitchen than I thought it was going to be for such a high stakes.
Very quiet
menu.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have it together. I mean, and it's obvious by the food and presentation, but I don't know. There's an experience I've had at Apollo on Disney Cruise Line where in Italian, the head chef yelled at another chef, and then I don't know if maitre d' is the term, but someone in the restaurant came over and was like, "I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness." And Jason and I just were like, "No, it felt like a real kitchen experience." And I understand, it's an art and perfection is expected. I didn't ruin my experience at all. It actually, I think, kicked it up a notch, if I'm being honest.
I did like that I could hear the clamoring and all that, and also have my back to the kitchen, because otherwise I would have been staring at ducks aging. So.
And as a vegan, that wouldn't be,
but
it wouldn't be ideal. Yeah, I understand that. I wasn't looking at the ducks because they were over your shoulder.
No, you wouldn't.
But
have been able to see it.
I watched the salmon. Was it salmon? Yeah. I watched the salmon, and I definitely watched the Wagyu.
Yeah, the
Wagyu I saw a lot with the big flame.
They're doing it with the traditional charcoal grilling that they do in Japan.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I assume the Miyazaki beef it's a requirement. Maybe it's not. Again, I'm uncultured and don't know.
The room was beautiful.
Yeah, and you could tell they remodeled the front of the restaurant extensively during COVID. They never came back, and then they remodeled, and then they reopened a couple years later. They definitely updated some touches of the room. The table seems modern Disney, the chandelier probably, but I think the wood finishes and such in the room were probably have always been there. There's a nice little room. It was very, what I will say is walking through the main dining room, I couldn't help but feel like, oh, this is very stuffy. I don't like this. And then being in the kitchen with all that activity and our server was pretty laid back and so was the sommelier. Very laid back. It was so comfortable for a Michelin-Star chef's table dining experience. It was just very comfortable and relaxed and laid back. The six of us had a really great time. We were able to converse, but also enjoy the experience. And service was unbeatable. Just say it up front. Like everything about the service was what you expect. Like literally, if you got up to go to the bathroom, they didn't even just fix your napkin. They gave you a new one. And then when you came back, they put it on your lap. We also, because we're technically backstage, had to be escorted to the restroom. I think mostly for safety, less so than you're going to explore.
No, they have to escort you because they're basically announcing chef's table around every corner so that people aren't coming with plates of food or dirty dishes.
It's an active kitchen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's a safety thing.
Yeah. But also, I could have got lost.
I'm sure
through those 3 doorways we had to go through.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have escorted you to the restroom if you were out in the main dining
That's
room.
fair.
I mean, because Remy did.
I mean, I don't know that they escorted me to the restroom.
They did for me.
Well, you're a lady. That's expected.
Okay, I'm just saying that. I think that.
I mean, a beautiful lady like yourself. I mean.
I think at that level of service.
Billy just threw up into a waste basket over there, by the way.
Billy doesn't agree.
Just a reminder, I'm here too.
Billy, we did not bring Billy to Victoria and Albert's, though. Billy, do you have any? Would you have cleared those allergies, or any of those yours? You have a lot.
I think I could clear all those.
Okay,
yeah,
so
like,
I mean that's pretty good if Billy.
That wasn't on the list.
Billy has a lot of allergies, so it's pretty good if Billy could eat it. That menu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Billy's here.
Hi, Billy.
So service and atmosphere, I really, really, really enjoyed. I also enjoyed having time to talk to the chefs, and they were like so willing. They actively would come over and be like, "Do you have questions? Do you like to know things?"
Yeah.
And I love that, obviously, because we're big Disney parks nerds, and it was cool to pry into. I love the story of we got to hear a little bit of everyone's journey, and pretty much everyone there had been somewhere else at Disney World and for long times.
Yeah.
And so that was cool. And not the head chef, but another chef came by and talked about how he came from parks. And I thought that was fascinating because I think essentially what he was getting at was you would not expect that someone who worked in Magic Kingdom food and beverage could make their way to the Michelin-Star Restaurant at the Grand Floridian. And I love that story. Yeah. It's really cool.
And now he's one of the lead chefs at Victoria and Albert's. Yeah. And it wasn't that long ago.
No, I mean, they said they're always looking for talent property-wide and company-wide. Yeah. Which is neat.
But they also said that I feel like, so you could take pictures.
Of our food and the room we were in.
You could not
towards the kitchen.
Of the kitchen.
Yeah.
But I feel like you probably could film. Obviously, we would never have done that. We just wanted pictures of the food.
Sure, people have.
But that would be the only place in the entire restaurant that I feel like is acceptable.
You couldn't put the Pocket 3 on the table and spin it towards you. Be like, all right, gang, I got the beluga caviar. We're going to try it now. Whoa! 5 big booms for the beluga caviar. Boom, boom. They're gonna put that award next to the Michelin Star, the 5 Big Booms award. Goes right next to it.
Yeah, for a group, the chef's table is a great choice. Yeah. For a romantic evening, I don't know that I would want to do the Queen Victoria room or main dining room if it was more than a party of 2.
Yeah.
But even still, I just like the chef's table.
You can rent the Queen Victoria room for up to 12 guests, but I think at that point, why would you not do? Although I don't know.
You would have to still keep a hushed tone.
Is 8 the max of the chef's table, or I don't know offhand.
Possibly.
We'll put a note at the bottom. I'll find out.
I thought it was 10.
I think it's 10 too. So I guess
But
if you
that
had
was a
2
tight
more,
table.
then
If you have more than 8,
I mean, I was pretty far from everyone. So I'm at the head of one end of the table, and you're kind of far. Like the next 2 people were, I'd say, half a seat length away. So that's why I was thinking, is it maybe it's 8? Maybe
to
it's
10.
maybe it's 3, and then 1 and 1.
Yeah.
So 8.
Yeah, it's gotta
well,
be
look,
8.
you'll have the correct answer in the video. Yeah. Let's talk about the food. I mean, presentation-wise, everything was magnificent. My favorite was the from the first round. It's labeled here pastrami, huckleberry, and violet mustard, but the pastrami is made with Wagyu, right? Like they said, it was Wagyu.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable. On like a cracker. This is finger food, by the way. There's no cutlery in round 1. New Zealand langoustine with kiwi and finger lime, and smoked ikura with ricotta and dill.
Also, again, similar to Remy, is that for my individual menu, everything that was created was to reflect what you guys were getting.
Yeah.
So I think that's fun.
I like that then you
It's
don't
a
feel like you're
challenge.
missing out, right? But
Yeah.
also, the challenge there I have to replicate flavor and look
Yeah.
with plant-based ingredients. So you'll see mine. These all came on a wood board, and just 3 little finger foods. The smoked ikura was a donut-esque or bagel-esque, I should say. And it tastes like bagel and lox a little bit, but far more refined. And just presented very, very beautiful and great opening bites.
And-
What were yours?
Oh, you did all of them? I thought you were just talking about the bagel.
I mean, no, I didn't. I'm not going to talk in depth
Yeah,
about
well,
everything.
no,
I'm just
but,
showing
like-
people for the
like,
sake of
instead of-
time.
Yeah, they had my bagel had little pearled, basically caviar balls, but of pickled onion flavor and dill flavor, and then little onion blossoms on it. It was just very interesting. And then
They were small, but they were so beautifully. You have to imagine someone had to be using almost like a tweezer.
they
to
were.
put these together.
like
Yeah.
one of the bites on this plate had a piece of dill tied around it, or not dill, sorry, a piece of chive tied around.
Oh,
it,
I know
like
what
a
you're talking
parcel.
about. Yeah, the red.
Like
what
a
was
little,
that?
it was wrapped up like a little bow. It was like radish, and
It looks like
it looks like ahi tuna.
yeah.
And then my little tartlet was probably my favorite
Yeah,
thing.
look
on
at that. I didn't notice because I didn't photograph your stuff, so I didn't see it close up. Yeah, look at that knot. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, the show is the show the food puts on, the presentation puts on is unreal. The second course I had bluefin toro with it's like a lychee sauce and dashi, and then there was bluefin akami, which was that secondary little accoutrement you're seeing on the side there, which I almost thought was better than the main dish there, but this was exceptional. This was covered in caviar. This was the bluefin was spectacular. The accompanying sauce brought out all the flavors, and I love that one little bite that you pick that up, that whole cup. That's not like a wrapper. You pick that up, and it's one bite, but a bite you will certainly remember. You remember your
Yeah, mine,
sushi-esque dish?
Yeah, so like to replicate what you're getting with the cubed tuna, mine was melon, all different type of melon, like honeydew and cantaloupe. They were flavored to it was a very delicate flavor. They had flowers on it. This wasn't my favorite course, but it had aged balsamic vinegar on it, which really that put it over the edge.
Following that, we had Maine lobster with green curry and Thai basil. This was good, but not great. Like, I think I've had better lobster at lower end restaurants at Disney World. I know this is a sacrilege thing to say, but it was just okay. I like green curry very much. I don't know that I wanted it here.
See, I loved the sauce. I think we had the same exact sauce.
Sauce was great.
I had like glass noodles with mine instead of lobster, and because they have no specific flavor other than like they salted them a bit, I got to just eat the green curry sauce with the coconut foam.
Yeah.
And I loved it. It was one of my favorite ones.
I think my unrefined American palate with lobster is like, oh, there should be like a creamy accompaniment or butter. And this...
Well, coconut is the fat. Like, that's supposed to be the fat for it.
Yeah. I don't know.
But you had a different flavor profile.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I loved
Oh, I think with noodles, I would have loved it.
Yeah.
I think I would have been over the moon with that. But yeah, it makes sense to put green curry with that. But this is my favorite part of the whole meal. We had king salmon with a squash blossom. But you had the squash blossom as well. But you had, what was the rest of yours?
I think we had the same exact blossom.
Yeah.
Like, because they were deep fried. I had it with other squash on the side. So instead of just the zucchini flower, it was little baby zucchini and yellow squash. And then I also had on the side another rendition of it with like they pearled it with a lemon herb sauce. And that was my favorite thing. I liked it even more than the blossom. I know you love the blossom.
You're making me feel so inadequate. You are an excellent cook. And so your descriptions of food are so much better than mine.
No, I think once I saw it was a zucchini flower, I had them growing up, and it was like my favorite thing to have.
I've never had one in my life.
And what I remember from growing up is better than what I had here, but it was so good.
Yeah.
I loved what
This
they did
was
on
that squash blossom was the highlight of the meal. It was unreal. I would eat that every day. I love it.
Salmon was try and make it for
the
you.
salmon had an extraordinarily hard, like very crispy top to it with the skin. That was on purpose though for texture. It was still very good.
It was
Still very
everything
good.
Was like perfectly.
It was so soft. The salmon underneath that skin was the softest. Like people use the term melt in your mouth. It is absolutely true of the salmon. Then we had duck, Rohan duck with daikon and Grand Marnier. And what was yours?
It was more mushroom. It was
that's right.
mushroom. So you had the duck and the mushroom. I had the all mushroom in like this sticky Asian sauce.
I think we had the same sauce.
Yeah, we definitely did. And then the crispy rice cakes.
And again, the duck was good. It was good. I don't have any notes on it, but maybe I don't know. Maybe I wanted things to be more experimental and like crazy. And I felt like that first course with the, like the bagel and lox reinvented and like the Wagyu pastrami. I'm like, oh, this is what I signed up for. And then I don't know, like in the case of the salmon and the lobster and the duck, they were all good. I just wasn't like, I don't know that I'll remember them much moving forward.
Well, yeah, we were told that they follow a specific formula of like every of the course requirements.
Yeah.
But like Chef Matthew, that first course with like the unique take on a bagel with lox, that was all his idea.
I love that.
So every chef that comes in gets to like have some sort of flair that they bring.
But we'll get back into the like unorthodox in a moment.
Yeah.
Because the next course we had was the Colorado lamb with gem lettuce and the merguez. There was essentially a lamb sausage, and it was under the lettuce. And I thought that sausage, it was super spicy, incredible flavor, intense, really wonderful. And the lamb was great, but the lamb sausage was outrageous.
Yeah, and then I had the grilled lettuce with it. You had the same grilled lettuce, but
Yes.
I also had artichoke. Oh my gosh, and the eggplant. It was like
I know I didn't get the eggplant. I was so jealous of your eggplant.
no, but I let you try it, wasn't it? It was
Did
the
you?
best eggplant I've ever had.
Oh yeah, I did really like. Yeah.
It was like kind of like a caponata, but like eggplant is bitter sometimes, and
Yeah.
it was so finely diced, and it had a really good tomato flavor to it too. But we forgot the bread.
I'm about to
Oh,
go.
okay,
I
okay.
put everything down,
Okay.
so my hands are ready to tell you about bread.
But yes, this was a great course. It was very satisfying.
So I think 2 courses previous, because after this course we got the epi bread, which is the French bread.
Yes. So
But a
going
course or 2 earlier, they brought focaccia.
back, sourdough focaccia.
So it was like the thickest, like oiliest, most unbelievable focaccia I've ever had. I've never been to Italy.
But if you go to Italy, it's that thick.
Take me.
I will.
Take me there.
I will.
Maybe you could describe it better than I could, but I was
No,
blown
you're
away
right.
by the texture and the how well it held the oil. It wasn't over oily, but it held it because of the texture.
Yeah, because that's how focaccia is so good, is because
Yeah.
the oil is baked into it, and it's risen so much that you still get like that, doughiness of bread. But with the sourdough aspect to it, oh my gosh, it was like one of the chef's grandma's recipes from Calabria.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is the best thing. That bread I will dream about.
I believe it's baked in the Grand Floridian Bakery, which is where magic happens. I don't look at this point in my life. I don't know if you ask me what my last meal is going to be that I even want to give you a direct answer. I think I just want to tell you at this point to contact the Grand Floridian pastry team and the bakery and tell them whatever they want to make, because the bread was unbelievable. And then when we get to dessert, they're the best. Anything I've ever had at this hotel from that team. And then they make the gingerbread house, which is nuts. And that's the reason why those chocolate displays for Easter and everything they ever do is just magnificent.
Yeah.
They're the best. But then that French bread,
And
I
this
couldn't
was
believe the French bread. I've been to France and it wasn't as good as this bread.
It's regular, the wheat bread, like that looks like the wheat stalk.
So epi bread is what it's been called when I've had it. Topolino's has a
Yes.
version of it,
Yeah.
which is very good, but not this.
No.
I maybe can never eat bread at Topolino again after this.
It tasted like you were eating the flour in the best way possible. Like, when that weedy, like, it almost tastes like if you would just eat the flour like raw.
But it had the exterior was like as thin as that crispy layer could be. It was,
Yeah.
and just that mouthfeel. Oh, and then the salted butter from France. Oh my! I know you
And
didn't
olive
have
oil for me.
You had
I
olive oil.
love
but the
olive
bread.
oil.
I would have eaten that bread plain, but the salted butter put it over the top. It's weird that the things we're talking about most are like the opening course and the bread, but
Well,
it's
that's
blown
usually
away.
The problem with epi bread is that it's too crisp on the outside, like that it's pointy and it's hard to crisp like through
Yeah.
that layer. But they, again, amazingly cooked.
That lettuce, though, I'm looking at that sausage dish again. That lettuce was fantastic.
Yeah, the grilled
The
lettuce.
sauce was really nice.
It was.
That was a really good course. But now on to, I guess, what many would consider the main event, the Miyazaki A5, which is the Wagyu, Savoy cabbage, and Comte? Is that right?
Yeah.
And then yours was?
Mine was also the Savoy cabbage and mushroom and garlic.
That cabbage was to die for.
It was delicious. Yeah.
It was that. So we had a different sauce. We had like a cream-based sauce.
Yeah.
And I adored it. It was a wonderful accompaniment.
Yeah. Mine was a porcini sauce, and it was delicious. I mean, it was. I don't know that it was my favorite course, but
This was not my favorite course.
no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
No. But I
My
mean,
next uncultured take is coming in 30 seconds.
No, but I like, so at this point, I'm eating small bites of vegetables. And at this point, I'm like, oh, I'm starting to get full because it's so satisfying. It's very, very rich if you're worried about,
So they plotted your 11 course as well for the vegan because that's not always a thing. And I've heard some people message me after I posted a picture of the bag and said, finally went to Victoria and Albert's. And I got a message from one of our viewers that said, hope you had a better experience than I did. We ate there and then I went to Disney Springs and had dinner.
I could see why you would
If it was less, if it was like 5 courses, I could see that.
Yeah.
But I think this was, I left satisfied, very satisfied.
I think they're very rich courses at a certain point.
Yeah.
Like, a honeydew course is not going to be filling, but once you get to like a cream sauce and
yeah. But in this case, for $4.25, between that and the wine pairing, you'll be okay.
I think you'll be fine.
You'll be all right.
Just have breakfast in the morning.
That's what I did. I ate at like 11 a.m. and then
we had
then I
breakfast and then we
didn't eat again, and then I did this. So I had the Wagyu. I'm gonna be that guy. Even in Japan, people have brought me to very nice restaurants in Japan, and I've had Wagyu, and it's very good. It is not my thing. If I don't eat beef super often, but if I have a steak, an American filet or American cut of steak is what I want. I think we have the best beef in the world, at least for my palate. Look, I'm not going to argue with people. I'm not a food expert of any kind. But for me, I don't like Wagyu is very fatty. It's supposed to be by nature. And it was very good. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it immensely. And in places I've had better Wagyu, I enjoyed it immensely. But in the end, I would think about the best fillets I've had, including, it's going to be a weird one, Flying Fish, which you would think is a seafood restaurant, but it is, but they have a filet, and I think it's the best at Walt Disney World, which some of the people that work at V&A are from that kitchen. So, in fact, our sommelier was from the bar. He used to work at the bar at Flying Fish. That's where I knew him from. When I used to get my peanut butter freeze, which is the best drink in the history of mankind.
I loved our servers so much.
They were all wonderful.
Can I say their names?
Yeah.
Craig and Al.
Yeah.
I loved them.
Yeah. They were just both so warm, and the service was impeccable. And there were a number of servers helping them also, I want to mention.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Like, it is the classic service where, all right, we're going to put the ladies' dishes down, and then now we'll put these. Yeah. No, I mean, service, we paid for the experience. Whether or not every course was the most memorable of my life, I think value-wise, the experience, getting to go with friends and have this once-in-a-lifetime experience was magical. I'll never forget it. And that's what's gonna be burned in my head so much is definitely the presentation of the first course and one of the desserts we'll talk about. But mostly how great the service was, being in that room with people I love, and what the experience was of like talking to the chefs and having the dish explained to you and talking about the artistry that goes into it. That's what it's all about.
I know. I think that's what makes it more memorable too, is that we had a great time with the company that we had, because we could also socialize. Yeah. And we could talk about, we were like, oh, do you love this? Yes, I love this about it.
That's what's great is I think in the other room, it might be, again, we haven't experienced it.
I know.
It might be hard to have that conversation across, like, with the other 3 people. Like,
I think so.
How is yours? Are you enjoying it? Is it like, it was very freeing back there. And I've eaten in a lot of nice restaurants in my time, but that's not my thing. It's not. My favorite restaurants at Disney World are kind of the in-between ones. They're the ones that are just below signature. Your Sanaz, Ale and Compass, sort of off the beaten path, very laid back. That's my thing. I like that. So these are not always my favorite restaurant experiences, but it was very comfortable and I loved it. Did you talk about you said what your dish was, but I don't know if you talked about how you felt about it.
Wasn't it the cabbage?
Was it just cabbage? You didn't have another thing?
No,
because that was the cabbage, right? Oh, that's not what was in mine, was it? Is that my cabbage? I guess that was my cabbage, just doused in that. Okay, different presentation.
You had like a small side portion of it, and you said you liked your little dish of cabbage more than the Wagyu.
I did.
And so I had that
creative.
cabbage.
Yeah, it was creative. The sauce
I thought it was delicious.
Really elevated. You could see it's doused in it.
Yeah.
And you loved yours.
Yeah, very rich.
All right. Then there is a cheese course, which I love because it is not a traditional cheese course. It's essentially a cheese ice cream course. So the purple haze chèvre with Thai guava, served in like an ice cream style. This was creative and delicious, and I love this. And what was yours? Oh, you had the sorbet.
Yeah. One of the best sorbets I've ever had. I mean, sorbet is just, whatever. But it tasted like gelato. Like, it tasted legit. And I think to mimic the cheese aspect of it, it was coconut. And because on the menu it says guava. And that's what the main flavor of the sorbet was.
Yeah.
But I had all these layers of coconut sauce and
I probably have.
and flower petals.
Oh, also
it was
accompanying. I forgot.
So to cut the sweetness of the guava. Sorry, go ahead.
I realized I forgot.
Oh yeah.
To accompany our cheese, there were exquisite Cheez-Its.
Yes.
So they were large artisan Cheez-Its. They tasted like Cheez-Its, but if you made them with better materials.
I mean, Cheez-Its are good.
Who doesn't love
yeah.
Cheez-Its? Cheese Nips, get out of here. If you eat Cheese Nips, I'm sorry, get out.
I agree with
Cheese Nips are trash. And that needs to be said in the Victoria and Albert's review. These were unbelievable. I love them, and it was a nice accompaniment with the ice cream cheese course. But this again, I loved it. Like playing with, if I have an experience like this, I want to taste things and have things I've never experienced before. And I get it for Joe Idaho, if you will. If you save up and this is your anniversary meal or milestone birthday. Like maybe they've never had Wagyu beef before. Maybe they haven't really had lobster before. And I know that may sound crazy to some people out there, but all of us live very different lives, and different places you're from, things are just different. There are things I wasn't exposed to that I know friends from the Midwest are like, "You've never had that? What is wrong with you? Do you get out?" And same, yeah. So some of these are rare experiences for people and their expectations, and I understand that.
This was also the last course that had a pairing with it, a wine pairing with it.
Yeah. How many glasses did we have?
So what is that, course number 10?
But we didn't have 10 glasses of wine, did we?
Yes.
I have a picture of every bottle.
I mean, they pour it like it's like a 2-ounce pour.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it was 7.
7?
Yeah, 7.
It was 8. Guava is the 8th course. Oh, and then there was
But
a
it's
champagne
7.
in the beginning.
Yeah, but I'm not counting the champagne. I have bottle pictures.
Okay, so you've...
Is that the champagne? Or is that our first? That's champagne.
Yes.
So
But
that's
we
not,
also-
that doesn't count.
That's... No. But that started off our pairing as well. We had champagne that they gave us, and then we also had champagne that they...
Oh, we did. So you're right. It is 8. You're correct. You're correct. I like that palate cleanse drink at the beginning. We didn't talk about it a lot, but it was a complex juice with a spicy rim,
It's like pineapple...
a sweet spicy rim.
Spicy rim, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice, and I felt it really, it was tasty, but also cleansed the palate. We had it no one drank the whole thing at once, so I caught us all doing it like between courses. We would cleanse our palate again.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be gone at that point, I believe.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that we were... But we got like 3 drinks delivered at once, so we kind of...
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. I want to talk about the next thing is unbelievable.
The coffee or the...
We'll go to the coffee after. Let's stick with the things that are in the service first. Okay. I had charred marshmallow, graham cracker, summer truffle. This is I wish I remembered the full description. We weren't filming, obviously. But again, the pastry team's created, it was the flavors of s'mores in a more complex fashion with Valrhona chocolate at the base and this toasted marshmallow ice cream and chunks of nuts. And this was the most unbelievable ice cream dish of my life. I loved this so much. And I want to go back and have this, but that's unrealistic.
I feel the same way about mine, which was the egg.
Oh, this is when you got the egg.
Yeah, but I can't decide. I think I like this more than the guava one. It was that good.
We have to, of course, say it's weird that for a vegan menu,
Yeah.
they brought you an egg.
It
It's
is
a little
weird. And it's also mimicking the white and the yolk
Yeah.
of the egg. But it didn't matter because it tasted so good. Like, I think that might have been the best ice cream I've ever been served at a restaurant. It was mango and coconut, and it did taste like a little bit like graham cracker as well. I don't know what else you want me to say about that.
No, I don't know. I guess let's talk about the final thing, which was, well, it's not actually the final thing, but this has to be a dessert that if you showed me this before I got to the restaurant, I would have told you, oh, I'm not going to be crazy about that. It is a giant citrus meringue donut. So it's just made of citrus meringue, this whole thing. And on top, there is peach and lemon curd and caramel. Like there's lumps of caramel. And this was unbelievable. This is one of the best desserts of my entire life as well. And it's a citrusy one, and it's not my thing. You know better than anyone. That's not my thing at all. And I was blown away. Totally blown away.
It was a cool presentation.
It's
So,
a beautiful
the
dish.
white chocolate butterfly.
Yeah, it was so pretty and also incredible. And I would have thought meringue, I'm going to cut into this and it's going to explode. And it didn't. It was so delicate and soft, and it didn't make a mess either. Everything about it was perfect.
Yeah. I think I gave you a bite of mine, which was the chocolate cake with the praline mousse and then the meringue droplets and then the white chocolate with praline on it. I mean, I thought it was delicious, but praline's not my biggest thing, so it couldn't beat the ice cream. I mean, chocolate always beats every dessert.
It was like
for
a
me, but-
fresh Ferrero Rocher.
right? And the cake
Yeah.
did not taste like it was.
Fresh artisan Ferrero Rocher.
That's the one thing you don't like to eat that I eat are vegan desserts. Usually you feel like they're very, like there's something about the flour. There's no like.
I feel like with those dark chocolate cakes, though, I'm usually okay.
Yeah.
Like those are the ones where I'm like,
You
oh,
would never
wow.
know that this was vegan.
No, you wouldn't.
Never.
It felt creamy.
Yeah. And
It
then
legitimately tasted creamy and like dairy creamy, not substitute.
yeah. And by this point, we're very full
And drunk.
and drunk. And we.
Yeah. So we ordered. So they do a clarified espresso martini. What does that mean? So essentially, they have a machine that captures the essence of the flavors of the espresso martini. So this machine is nuts looking, but they send like vapors up into a space and it captures the vapors. And so to replace, they lose the liquor. They lose all of that. You just get the flavor. And so to bring the liquor back in, they just put straight up vodka. So it is a completely clear espresso martini. It tastes almost identical to a very robust espresso martini, but it is clear, and that is somewhat disconcerting. It's weird, but
And it's not sweet.
no,
It's like espresso martini lovers.
minus dairy.
Nemesis probably because
I like the
literally tastes like
milkiness.
straight black coffee
Yeah.
I would say
Black coffee and vodka, espresso and vodka.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the best.
But it's crazy that it tastes like that while being clear. It's insane.
wild, yeah. You have
I'm sure
pictures,
Crystal Pepsi was a similar experience for people in the late 80s, early 90s, whenever that happened.
Yeah, we took pictures of that, right?
But I have
we
plenty
did.
of pictures. And then also what they're famous for with their coffee is there's essentially a Victorian style coffee service, which is what do you want to call the device?
It's like a siphon, I guess, right?
Yeah. And so there's in the bulb up top has the coffee beans, the grounds, and then there's hot boiling water and the sterno is put underneath in front of you.
Yeah.
And you watch that boil and it heats this up, and then eventually the coffee beans.
The water, the evaporation goes up, and then it boils it, and then what's left is as soon as you turn the heat off, it goes back in,
And you have coffee.
and you have coffee, and
You
it
had a
was
better
delicious.
explanation than I did. Mine probably made no sense.
No, you did.
Oh, we actually missed a course. There was the little chocolate
Well,
things at the end.
that was the
yeah.
final. I mean, we had the coffee before.
Yeah, that's fair. Then
So this was the goodbye.
the goodbyes, and they also gave us. We had I got a Madeleine in a box to take home, which I ate later and I loved it.
Yeah. I got
You haven't even touched yours.
No, I haven't.
Your whole loaf.
I got a whole loaf. Wasn't it cherry? I think that it's like a cherry crumble.
Oh, the only way to find out, we have to eat it.
We will. I
Okay.
just haven't felt like eating
Maybe
more dessert.
later. I had Sicilian pistachio melon sable, a cherry pie bonbon, which essentially was like it was straight up like the inside of a cherry pie inside of a chocolate case. It was exceptional. A sea buckthorn flower, which was my favorite, the white chocolate offering. With fruit inside, that was the best of the three. But then the sable was great too. All three of these were memorable, interesting bites and a perfect ending.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I had the little jelly, pomegranate pate, they called it. And that's great. I love that. I feel like at every signature place that they give us these now,
The jelly, Remy,
it's always a
Remy,
jelly.
you got the jelly. For those that don't know, Remy is the signature dining, the secondary signature dining or adult dining venue on the Fantasy and the Dream, the Disney Cruise Line. On the new ships, it's Enchanté, but Remy's it's different. But Remy is
Which,
what that
like,
is.
as a vegan, you normally can't eat jellies because they have gelatin in them.
Yeah.
So, and then I had a raspberry tart, which was also an amazing little bite. But my favorite was the sticky toffee pudding. That actually is the best dessert. Oh my God! You didn't try it?
No.
No, wait, no. I think I gave you.
I think you did. I think
I
it was
did give you a
wonderful.
bite.
Yeah. I
it
was,
was.
I was enjoying life at that
It
point.
was so good. Oh my God! It was a little cube with crispy outside, and like the most moist, delicate cake on the inside. Oh my God!
It was very good.
I want to eat that every day of my life.
So things you get to take away, like I said, I got a Madeleine in a box. You got this whole loaf.
Yeah.
You get a personalized card from the chef, which is very nice. You get to bring your menu home with it has your name on it. All very sweet and thoughtful. And the check.
Oh.
The check comes in a check coffin, is what I call it. It's for the burial of your credit card. It's a wood box and has a leather interior, and the check is in there, and you give your card. I just wanted to mention it because I love it. I took a lot of photos of it, as you're seeing now. But we're running out of time very quickly. News Tonight's literally about to start. There's a live audience across the building. But what I want to say is, so Remy, like we talked about, Remy, you had a similar experience where I had one of two menu options, and then you had the vegan option, and you could. They accompanied each other well. It looked a lot of your dishes looked like mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I will say is, look, after gratuity and everything was done with the wine pairing, we're at about $1,700.
For two people.
It's a lot of money.
It is. I mean,
It's
we
a
did
lot of
add
money.
the cocktail on.
We did a cocktail. We did the wine.
What else would it be? Like, would the coffee be on that?
I don't remember.
I think the coffee's included.
I don't think I have my. I think it is. Yeah, it says it. Coffee's included.
So
No, it's a lot. I mean,
a lot.
I left more than 20%. I will tell you that much.
you need to say that.
But I do have to say that because I need to give people a financial expectation.
Yeah.
So I just want to say we spent $1,700 for two people. That's how we got to that number. Here's what I will say is I had a wonderful time, incredible experience. I would recommend it if that's something you think you would like to do. And it seems like a reasonable price to you. But in this realm, I rank things. That's what I do. I rank parks, I rank attractions. And I will say, as far as fine dining experiences of this level, and this is not Scott Hunnell is executive chef of both, so he can't be offended. I think Remy's better. It was less money, and I thought
Remy
more
for two
creative and
people.
interesting. And
Half
oh,
the price.
less than half.
Yeah.
Less than half.
Yep.
That being said, you have to go on a cruise,
have to
which
go on a
is
cruise, yeah.
expensive. So kind of not. But Remy, I just think the French service is obviously different. It doesn't lack that warmth, though. They're very warm and welcoming in the Remy venues on the cruise. I love that experience. That is still my favorite Disney dining experience of my life, twice over. And then this is right behind. I
Yeah.
still would recommend this. I still think it's, something to knock off the bucket list and one of those once in a lifetime experiences for either you and your significant other, you and your family, or you and your friends. You should partake in.
Definitely worth the experience at least once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the problem is at Remy, every single course I was floored. And in this case, there were a couple of courses where I was just like, oh, that's good.
I mean, Remy's also way less courses too.
Yeah. That's
So,
less chances to
Less
miss.
chances to miss.
Yeah. I don't know.
I will say I was not hungry after this one. I was still a little hungry
After Remy,
Remy.
we only got pizza, didn't we, on
I think so. I don't know.
near the
knows?
top deck? Yeah. Well, we
But
have to get out of here, though.
Anyway, yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me, my dear.
Thank you. For
Appreciate it.
having me.
Yeah, of course. If you enjoyed this review, please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. If you've been to Victoria and Albert's, let us know in the comments what your experience was like, whether it was Chef's Table, the Queen Victoria Room, or the standard dining space. Standard sounds very mean. Nothing about Victoria and Albert's is standard. And shout out to my favorite question I asked along the way was, have you ever served a Diet Coke in this restaurant? And they immediately both said yes.
They said yes.
And I was like, I must know these parameters, but I'll never know. I'll never know who ordered the Diet Coke at Victoria and Albert's. And also, I will never be the first to have done it. So I'm very sad. Very sad.
Well, you didn't order one, but
I
next time
didn't.
you might.
But if someone had told me going in, no one's ever done this, I would have done it. I would have been the guy who got the Diet Coke at V&A. But we had a great time, and I think it's obscenely expensive. It's a once in a lifetime thing, but I think it will be memorable for sure.